You know that especially in Bengal, we have been passing through a situation for unbelievable crisis, corruption, nepotism, falsehood, and inhuman, Ashuric activities of a certain quote unquote elites, a few notorious doctors and medical mafias. This is a sign of total decomposition of a society. And this was inevitable, as Sri Aurobindo said long ago. The Agni Yuga Rishi and the forerunner of the future civilization, as Rabindranath, Romarola, Subhash Chandra, even Jawaharlal Nehru, Sardar Patel said so on Sri Aurobindo. Once upon a time, a Bengali Marxist expressed his opinion about Sri Aurobindo that his genius is unsurpassable. He was genius of the geniuses. He visioned the future of humanity and predicted so many historical happenings which was in due course of time happened so. That is not our subject in this moment because of time shortage. The whole system has been rotten. Why? Because the fundamental foundations of education system, which deviated from our ancient Indian education, which is so robust, deep-rooted, and therefore during those days India achieved his civilizational achievement at the helm of all world civilizations. But after independence, the then present rulers, especially our the then Prime Minister, as he himself said, that he is by birth Indian, but his mind is Europeanized almost. This is Jawaharlal Nehru's utterance. So he could not digest totally the Indian civilization based on spirituality, as Sri Aurobindo highlighted the Indian spirituality and his robust civilization through the ages. We lost that glory, we lost that value, we lost that essence of education's systems. Rather, we copied the European system, the social system, the social and political philosophy, which is mainly based on morality. So, what is the fatal situation today is the root which was deep rooted during those days of early days of India was free. And after freedom, all the system of education, social system the democratic system essentially copied and borrowed from the West. And the so-called historians like Romila Thapar, Irfan Habib, etc., was totally dominated by the Western mind, and they were, so to say, quote unquote, according to Sri Aurobindo's words, European apes who copied the system. So, the students, generation after generation, was brought up in the atmosphere of career-oriented, materialistic view-oriented education for outer success, for comfort, for luxury, for cravings, unlimited desires, possessions, egocentric work. All these are reflections of more or less Ashuric works as we watch now. All the corruptions, nepotism, all the violences, all the atrocities are done by the quote unquote pseudo elites who rule the country in the name of ruling party government. Sri Aurobindo said, in that time that India will have to suffer along as she has copied the Western system. So this is the root cause of our unbelievable fatality of the situation. So, to survive from this fatal situation, we must recapitulate, we must recover our ancient values, our ancient systems, our ancient system of science of living, which always afford that there is a inner life which should emerge and guide our outer activities. That is called our psychic being is hidden, is seated in our deepest heart. So we have to connect with that inmost being, and there is a long process, and that should be the part of our education system. Unless and until we emphasize to this process, we will be registering failures after failures. No so-called remedies, no system, no legal actions, no punishment can eradicate these vices of human beings, because man has evolved from animal through evolution, so he is not a pure man, although as a form he is a human being, but in his nature he is carrying animality. And this animality emerges because of his total negligence of his emergence of inner nature through some activities, through some practices, as it should be in our education system. So, our education system has to be changed drastically, holistically, And Sri Aurobindo is the pioneer of such system. During pre-independence, he wrote a system of national education thoroughly with deep studies of human nature. And before that, he was the principal of first Bengal National College, which was founded by Rabindranath, Subodh Mollik, etc. And Sri Aurobindo was the first principal of that Bengal National College to raise the country. But Sri Aurobindo soon resigned from the post to lead the country to make India free. So after his resignation, the Bengal National College afterwards renamed as Jadavpur University, and the then governing body and the teachers and the committee members almost ignore Sri Aurobindo's vision of education. So, for this deviation, the fate of Jadavpur universities and other universities and educational institutions, as you all know, the most of the university, colleges and educational institute students have become selfish giant, devoid of inner beauty, social awareness, integrality, sense of integrality with the whole creation. They have lost the sense. Exception is always there, but it is not the generality of the situation. So to conclude, we must revive our ancient culture with new techniques and according to the changing situation of the world, but the foundation will be the ancient values. And Sri Aurobindo is the person who came upon earth to synthesize the whole process of the matter and the spirit, the East and the West. Therefore, Romarola, the great Nobel laureate of France, said that Sri Aurobindo is the complete synthesis of the genius of the East and genius of the West. So, friend, we must look to Sri Aurobindo's vision of the future thoroughly, step by step, slowly. We must read his all writings on every field. We must try to understand in our individual living, collective living, social living, political living. He is so relevant. You just go and read and explore and compare with the present situation as he said so many years ago. And the future vision of humanity he predicted. So, you compare, you judge, you think, you ask about his relevance today. And you can only, without any dominance, without any provocation, without any dictum, you can understand how he is relevant or how he is not. You are the best judge. Thank you.